Hi there, welcome here. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Merel and I am a big sketchbook and art journal lover. In this video, I will show you the art I created in my sketchbook/art diary in the past year 2022. This is a mixed media sketchbook from the brand Stillman Birn. It is a mixed media sketchbook. It can hold water very well. The paper is ivory and it has a cold press surface and a hardcover. This was the first time for me working with this brand and I honestly loved it. I have always collected notebooks ever since I was a little kid. When I started studying, I felt like I was spending too much time behind my computer and I wanted to keep a visual diary. From there, it kind of got crazy and I started using paint and magazines to do some collaging and illustration work. Fast forward to the new year. Funnily enough, this is one of the only videos I consistently upload on YouTube, but I love seeing these videos of other artists and I think it's nice that you can really see the progress that was made in a year. Before I ramble on too much, let's start and dive into this book. The stickers on the front are designed by an online friend of mine. Her name is Mirte. She graduated from art school last summer and she sells her artwork online. Her username is Sunflower Winters. I will put a link to her work in the description of this video. The first page is an illustration of a meal and a terrace at a restaurant. Last summer, I had this opportunity to work on a really fun campaign with an organization called Marketing Groningen. They focus on city marketing and I was looking forward to working with them because they have a lot of fun collaborations with other local artists as well. For this campaign, I worked on several art journals of well-known places in Groningen, my city, and they use these pictures for a summer campaign to draw people living in the north of the Netherlands to the city. It was really fun to see my work in ads and on banners. I think it was one of the nicest projects I've worked on so far in my career. I will now show you some other pages in this journal that I created for this campaign. This is actually the first spread of this journal. I created it on the last day of the year 2021. I want to make it a tradition to create a page like this every year. Now I will show you the spread that I created for the new year. I recreated this painting from Van Gogh. You can see the original artwork on the left page. It is on display in the Krullenmuller Museum in the Netherlands. The original painting is called Still Life with meadow flowers and roses. I recreated mine with gouache. Here I made an attempt to paint a couple of inspiring women of 2021. I never finished the spread, but perhaps you might be able to recognize some women. This is a spread that I love. I painted a dark dramatic sky and lovely daisies. I added details with colored pencils to add some shadows and highlights. I used this concept as well in a bigger book this year. It's a really big one, the size of it is A2. My work was part of an exposition. I wanted my painting to be in a book like this one because the journal theme is close to my heart and I wanted to portray a personal story that comes close to sharing a story in one's diary. This work is called Grieving Journey and I added different elements that resemble my mourning period when I lost my dad a year and a half ago. If you would like to know more about this work, I will add a link to my website where you will find more information. This is a sketch of a building in Paris that you might recognize. It is called La Maison Rose, which translates to Pink House. This is the finished work. In February of 2022, I went on a solo trip to Paris and I brought my sketchbook to paint some gorgeous places and buildings. I really love doing it. I had visited Paris twice before, but now I really took the time to wander around, make art and go to museums. Going to museums is definitely a big hobby of mine, so if you combine that with wandering around in such a beautiful city, you definitely have the best time. These are two other replications from paintings made by Van Gogh. The painting above is called Floor Sunflowers Gone to Seed and the second one is called Bridge at Earls. I added a quote from an excerpt of a poem written by Walt Whitman. The question, oh me, so sad, recurring, what good amid these, oh me, oh life? Answer, that you are here, that life exists, and identity, that the powerful play goes on, and you may contribute a verse. I was able to create this spread for a fun campaign as well. It was to promote Fragrance Day and I created it for the brand Douglas. I love working on this one. Nature scenes are one of my favorite things to paint and I love coming back to them in my journal. I created these paintings in Texel. It is one of the Dutch Wadden Islands off the coast of the Netherlands. I painted the sea, dunes and the lighthouse. This is another fun one. For this spread, I was inspired by an exhibition in the Fries Museum focusing on Impressionist painters and the nature scenes they created during their career. What I loved about recreating these works is that I had to focus on how these artists built their works in the first place. It's also a nice way to practice the techniques these artists have implemented in their paintings for years. That was already the end of this journal. And before you will tell me that this looks nothing like a sketchbook, I know. The drawings in here are already more detailed and in some way they look nothing like sketches anymore. But I kind of love working in a journal like this, and besides calling it an art journal or diary, I don't really know what kind of name I should give it. If you have any ideas, please let me know. I also want to show you some pages in this journal. This one is also from the brand Stillman Birn and it's almost the exact same one except for the fact that it has a soft cover instead of a hard cover. This book is also bigger in size. I had no idea beforehand whether I would actually enjoy that it is a bigger size compared to the other journals I own, but I love it. It gives me more room to explore ideas and it allows me to work on a bigger scale. I love this spread. The works are inspired by paintings in the exhibition Color in the Groningen Museum. This exhibition already ended. The remarkable thing about the exhibition was that all the works in the rooms were sorted by color. There were colored rooms such as yellow, orange and blue. Photographs, paintings and sculptures were mixed together. I thought it was such a wonderful concept and that's why I did the same in this journal. This is a spread that I created for an online sketchbook party hosted by Peggy from the Pigeon Letters. The sketchbook party was a weekend filled with live workshops from several artists and I had a lot of fun. I both enjoyed hosting my own class about painting nature scenes with gouache as joining the classes of the participating artists. I would love to host an online workshop or class another time. If you would love to join the sketchbook party next time, make sure to keep an eye on Peggy from the Pigeon Letters. She might announce a new event this year. I painted this on location last year in September. Together with Urban Sketchers, we had a nice walk in the neighborhood and eventually we picked a place to paint. I was sitting under a tree that turned out to be adventures in retrospect since it started to rain. I already created some more entries in this journal, but I will not share all the pages yet since I painted them in a new year. If you want to see a sneak peek of my new work, make sure to follow me on my Instagram. My username is Merel Journals. I share a lot of process videos there as well. This is the end for now. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you keep a sketchbook or art journal as well, please let me know in the comments below whether you finished one in 2022. If you have any footage of your journal, please share them with me. I would love to see it. Bye bye!